Alright, so in this short video, I'm going to show you how Daniel FX can scale his coaching programs, and I'm speaking to him directly right here, right? I'm going to show you how you can scale your coaching program to those 50, 80K plus months every single month, and even sustain to those 100K, 500K plus months within the future. And I'm saying this humbly because I've personally helped scale coaching programs to those 352K cash collected from a trading bot, scaling programs from sub 2K months all the way to 20K cash collected, plus a ton of other Stripe, WAP, as well as school payments as well, right? And I say this humbly, right? So without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's get right into it, right? Okay. So really quickly, if you guys don't know who he is, his name is Daniel Ibrahim, all right? Currently has around 11.5K subscribers on YouTube, close to 100K on Instagram. I believe he already hit that 100K by the time I'm filming this, right? Niche is around Forex, right? Day trading, etc. Content type, live trading sessions. He posts his profit, loss statements, primarily posts his lifestyle content as well as some trading psychology. And target audience is obviously different day traders. Now, these are the top 3 platforms that he primarily posts to get visibility from. Number 1 is his YouTube channel, okay? Long form channel showing his lifestyle, showing his trade, showing his loss / profitable days. Second is his Instagram, right? This is where we get a mix of trading content, trading results, plus psychological insights when it comes to his trading, okay? And he gets pretty high engagement. You can see 100 something K views, 14.1K views, 44K views, 300 something K views, 14.2K views from a reel, which is not typical, which is amazing, okay? All of those leads to his bio, which is both linked his prop firm account as well as his WAP community, which I will break down in a little bit. Then last but not least is the good old TikTok, which has close to 60K followers. Similar content when it comes to his Instagram content. It is similar, just cross posts across both platforms. Now moving on to the next part, for those guys who don't know who Daniel Ibrahim is, right? What are the current customer journey? Because it is not as simple as, oh, watch his YouTube channel, watch his reel, then boom, straight to purchase. If you guys think like that, I'm sorry, but it is not how it is, right? You bring customers through a certain flow to the point where once they consume your content enough, they get exposed to you enough, by the end, they purchase. So this is the entire flow that I will go through, okay? Number 1, the audience probably discovered him on probably Instagram or TikTok, right? Which funnels him onto his YouTube channel. And the reason why he funnels them into here is because of all of these long form content, those viewers that go from watching his 30-second reels gets nurtured so fast by watching his 46-minute video, by watching his close to 30-minute video breaking down his trades and everything like that. And to the point where they get so nurtured by him that they move down a second layer, which they click in the description, which routes them to either buy his WAP community or his funding company, which is his prop firm, right? And so now current offers, he only has a close to $400 WAP community as well as his prop firm company, or could be affiliated. We are not sure. Most likely is his company. So with that being said, since our goal is to get him from those 10K, 15K per month, all the way to those 50K, 80K profit each month, the reason why he's not there yet, and I say this humbly, is because there are certain problems that need to be fixed, certain infrastructure that needs to be in place in order for him to sustainably scale to those kind of numbers. And so because he's not there, I'm going to go through different problems that might be causing those revenue leak, especially how to fix them, right? Because this is where all the sauce is at. So stay till the end, okay? Number 1 is a missing upsell high ticket backend, right? I'm going to go through this on a higher level overview first, and then I'm going to dig deeper down below. Number 2 is there is no launch webinar strategy, which converts all of those pent up demand into high ticket buyers. And number 3 is severely underpriced core offer. I understand if one of his intentions is to help more traders, but at the same time, to help more traders, you need to charge more so that you can help less people, but the people that you help, they experience a much more significant shift than you were to help hundreds of those $300 product, okay? If you truly want to help people, I'd rather you help 5, really help them out rather than help 100 that is just subpar, okay? But depends on which one aligns with him the most. We're going to go through each different solution later on, so stay till the end, okay? Now, problem number 1, right? The 286 pounds one-time offer. It is a little bit cheap considering Daniel's expertise, right? Because there is no path to higher ticket offers. There is no ascension path, which I will show you how to fix, right? Number two, there is no urgency component to justify why people should pay right there and then rather than waiting for some other time. And because of this, Daniel needs to constantly rely on posting to get new customers in. If Daniel doesn't post, he doesn't get traction, and therefore no people comes in, which we're going to go through a solution later. Number three, and this one Daniel would probably agree with this, is that it is too underpriced for a value of a lifetime work, right? Why would you charge one time for a full lifetime of work? Now, I understand that people might say, hey, some traders there, they just don't take this seriously, etc. But still, okay, even if they don't take this seriously, even if you charge for a yearly fee instead of one-time fee, the probability that they will take this more seriously is probably better than if you were to charge for a lifetime, okay? So switch to a year, that is my small recommendation. And for the nuance of the reason why, I'm going to go to this in the solution part. And so really, the last way we want to stop all of these leaks and not leave money on the table is to implement this customer retention element to have this recurring revenue as well as customer lifetime value optimization. Okay, so now estimates, right? He's probably making around those 1 to 6 sales per day, monthly volume around 8.5K to 20K plus per month, and his funding company or his prop firm probably generates him around 3 to 8K or 30 to 80K if he owns the company. Okay, so total currently revenue estimate is probably around those 10K to 40K plus months with optimization, which I'll go through the different solutions. He has the potential to hit at least 50, 80K even in the future as he grows, because he's only going to go big from here. I would say nothing less than 100K to 300K plus per month minimum. Okay, now problems aside, right? Let's go through the value part, which is the different solutions. Now, I specifically split up these solutions into 2 strategic pathways, and I'm going to go through 2 different options to see which one aligns with you the most, which one aligns with Daniel the most, right? So now understand that each strategy has different resources requirements, different timelines, as well as different revenue potential. You guys ready? All right, ready. Let's go into solution number 1. Now, solution number 1 is to obviously copy the good old Iman Gadzhi launch model. And the reason why we want to copy the framework is because he has personally generated over $100 million in info products, $100 million with 75% profit margins, selling information. And so when he is doing that to a certain extent, better than what most people are, people call him the GOAT or core seller finance boss. There are certain frameworks that we could potentially take or copy off of to potentially generate those kind of numbers, maybe a fracture of it for our own. Okay, so number 1 is obviously a structured webinar launch every 2 months. Not event launches, not like multi-day challenges, but let's start with structured webinar launches, which happens every 2 months. And the reason why we want to do this is because we want to create buying windows. It's just like Amazon, right? Products on Amazon are always there 24/7, every single day, each and every single month. But the reason why you want to purchase them during, for example, Black Friday or even Christmas is because there is countdown, there is urgency, there is a reason for you to justify why you should purchase. And so we want to customize the same exact framework, the same exact style into webinars. Okay, so the structure looks something like this. Since we're launching webinars every 2 months, the first month or the first month and a half is going to be purely content nurturing, publishing content. And in the description, I'm going to go through what to convert within the description, because we also want cash flow to come in within those 1 month and 1.5 months of us posting videos. So from month 1 to month 1.5, content are just putting out, nothing selling, nothing like that. Okay. So the second month, right? This is month half to the 2 month mark. This is where we start to promote the webinar. And once the webinar happens, the sales team follow up. Now, I know this one looks a little bit too generic, so I'm going to go through the different infrastructures as well as what to cover within the webinar alongside with the promotion strategy later in this video. So to reiterate, right? Month 1, posting content, right? Giving value out, build the audience, plus plan the webinar, right? The offer that is open is only the £286 offer and nothing else. Okay, no high ticket offer, nothing like that. Then month 2, after we post a ton of content, we build up so much demand, we build up so much reciprocity. This is where we start to promote the webinar. In terms of the promotion schedule, we're going to cover that in a little bit. But month 2 is where we promote the webinar. Okay, so webinar promotion lasts from around 2 weeks. Then we host a live webinar, then intensive follow-up. And no, this is not having you to become this guru or this salesy guy. Okay, no. So repeat every 2 months with this launch structure. So now moving on to next, right? The promotion strategy. What does this one look like? Okay, so before doing this, shout out Brady, right, who did over $1 million cash collected within 30 days working with another huge trader in the space. Not gonna name drop him, but shout out to him by dropping his SOPs and every single thing like that, right? So the way he does this is that day 1, during the promotion schedule, right, which lasts for 19 days as a whole. Day 1 through day 4. Close to the first week, this is where you start to build the anticipation. You hint that, hey, something huge is coming. Big things coming, right? Releasing details tomorrow. You want to build the anticipation. Okay, just like remember, I'm not sure, but do you guys remember what Capital Club is, right? Probably one of the best launches in history, especially in 2023 or 2024. But anyways, right, moving on. After you build the anticipation, this is where you start to gather all the name, phone, email, yada yada yada. This is where you generate this waitlist, plus you promote that hey, there's a free class. And no, I know what you guys think. Oh, free class just disguised as another sales pitch. No, this is not a disguised sales pitch. Okay. Now from day 11 till day 14, this is where the free class starts. From those free class, what you want to do is to use this structure, okay? Which I'm gonna go through in a little bit. Now, just remember this for now, okay? Just remember this for now. When you host a free class, you're not gonna promote the offer. Rather, you're just gonna hint the date, and that free class is for you to give pure free value only. Then after you host a free class on day 12, day 14 is where you publicize what they will get out of joining your higher ticket offers. Okay, literally benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3, all of those different benefits to shove it down your audience and start to see, wow, once I join this, I cannot miss this, right? This will help me become a more profitable trader. And this was the effect that we wanted to create. Okay, and then boom, day 19 is where we officially launch it. So literally from day 12, we host a free class. We announce that, hey, they're gonna go through, they're gonna get XYZ thing, this offer, this guarantee, etc. Then we don't open it until day 19, which we maximize. People already wanted to join till day 12, but we don't open it until day 19. Think about how much pent-up demand that creates. Okay, so on day 19, right, on day 12, this is what the webinar structure look like. So going back a little bit, on day 12, the webinar structure can look as simple as this. Okay, typically lasts from 60 to 90 minutes webinar. So let's settle on the middle. Okay, 75 minutes. But depends on what sort of timeline aligns with Daniel the most. So webinar structure opening, you always want to start, have those high energy, welcome them, give your credibility, plus give them your trading results. Show that, hey, you're not a fluke, you know what you're talking about. And the best way is to literally pull it up, refresh your life, and show them right there and then, right? Then promise, hey, today, by staying till the end, you'll get to learn the complete X-step process to Y. Could be the complete 3-step system to passing your next problem challenge, even though you have failed it and you have bombed it countless of times. After you promise them, you want to go through the different agenda overview, plus including those hook elements. And how you want to include those hook elements is super simple, something like this. And the reason why we want to include these hook elements is because we want to reduce the drop-off rate. We want more people to stay till the end of the webinar. Ideally, if 1,000 people joins a webinar, in an ideal world, we want 1,000 people to stay till the end, but drop-off happens. So our goal is to reduce the drop-off rate. So hook elements comes into play. And a simple hook element can be as simple as, hey, I'm going to give 5 people $100 at the end of this webinar for those who stay. And 5 of those, right, actually give them off. Okay, and this is how people will stay till the end because of this hook element. They want to potentially, get this giveaway. And last but not least, incredible tip, right? Sell the idea of why trading is the better business model compared to the other alternative, compared to AI copywriting, compared to the agency model, compared to dropshipping or any other thing like that. Okay. Number 2, after you hook them in, this is where we get into the value providing sections. Okay. Content section number 1, just, open up a loop, right? You want to sort of introducing them to a problem. Hey, you guys will probably know this. I know you guys heard about ICT, SMC all around, but what if I told you that everything that you have heard is a lie? Right? We agitate it, right? We give the foundation. Then we go through different solutions from step 2 all the way to step 3. So we introduce them a problem, which we open up a loop in marketers' terms. So we open up a loop. Then by the end of this step 3, in content section number 1, we close the loop by fully solving the problem that we face. Then once we close this loop, what we want to do is to reopen the loop, because people, once this open loop gets dropped off, they would inevitably want to drop out of the webinar because they already got, in their mind, they already got all of the solutions to the problem that this host just gave. So what we want to do right now is to reopen another loop as fast as possible. Okay, so reopen another loop, introducing another problem, or go further into the charts, right? And keep in mind, right, focus on value providing webinars. Share the different strategies, plus if possible, give like a free tool, like a free Notion spreadsheet to journal their trades or whatever, right? A little free tool that your audience would appreciate. Then last but not least, this is where we might get a little bit conflict. Now, I know it says offer presentation, but it is not like you're going to be this hard selling fucking salesman that sells 24/7. No, this is not what it is. Okay, you want to explain what is included within your mentorship that is launching on day 19. So you're not directly pitching them right there and then. Okay, emphasize that, hey, you are selective and you truly want them to become profitable, and introduce the application process, which on day 19, you're going to introduce that, hey, on day 19, the application form is going to come up, right? And I'm only accepting XX amount of people to XX amount of people, 15 to 20 people. Do not ever mention the price, okay? Just say that, hey, enrollment details will be discussed on your strategy call. Then obviously on day 19, send them the type form, or we personally use U-form, much cheaper, but sort of the conversion rate was much better, okay? So then, and you want to frame the form as, hey, apply for a strategy call to see if you qualify for my one-on-one mentorship or something like that. Ideally, you want to move away from saying one-on-one mentorship, move it to saying, hey, join my unique mechanism. And could be like what? A good example is what? Copywriting. And I'm using this for example, copywriting. It used to become, hey, join a one-on-one mentorship to become better at copywriting. Now, the industry has evolved to a point where people are starting to say, hey, join my one-on-one mentorship to become the best AI copywriter. Okay, that is a unique mechanism. AI copywriting. Used to be copywriting only, but now they introduce AI in front of it. AI copywriting, it becomes a new term, and it becomes a new unique mechanism to those creators who introduced it. So we want to sort of replicate the same effect. Hope that one makes sense. Then last but not least, as more people apply for the strategy call, setter and closer needs to get to work ASAP. And all of them, right, comes down to the systems that you can implement within your coaching business. For us, for example, right, we literally have, humble plug. We literally have all of the metric spreadsheets to track every single data from the sales department all the way to the copy department, to the integration expert department, right? Webinar template, right? We literally have each step of the way to plan out and launch this webinar strategy, from the webinar planning and strategy all the way down to the lead capture ads if we were to run ads, lead capture organic, multiple sub-steps that goes within it, all the way down to the webinar, right? When it comes to crafting the webinar, it is not just as simple as, hey, team, go craft the webinar. No, there are a lot of nuance that goes into it, right? All the way down to sales pages, open organic flow, open cards ads, and every single thing like that, okay? Even down to, the ICP, the customer journey, right? The need to beliefs to convert more of your audience into paying customers and teach them ethically. Another service is that we're going to place clippers to clip our content to go extremely viral, just like how one of our clients did, right? He had like this clipper that went insanely viral. Within a month, got 2.8 million views, 30-something K views, 1.2 million views, 192K views, 77K views, and many, many more. And all of those are not just a number on the screen, right? You literally need to have a whole system, a whole backend to track each and every account, each and every motion, even down to the music, the hashtag. Within the music, you need to know what music engages like different emotions that you have, right? All the way down to the tracker. Which editor, who was the reviewer, what was the username, who was the manager, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and every single thing like that, even down to the tracker, each views, each likes, each comments that we get, each followers now we get from each and every single account, each day, each week, each month, each quarter, okay? And that is optional. That is why I say this one is optional, okay? So if you want that, then we can help you out with this as well. And guys, you guys might see I'm a little bit too like high testosterone shouting to the camera. It's not because I'm like a jerk or something like that. It's because I'm truly passionate about this info space. Okay, not only for the profit margin, but also for the life that changes from people that believe in themselves to the point where they're willing to invest in themselves. That is what I like. I got started by paying a scammer into a SMMA mentorship that didn't get a lot out of it. But out of the payment, instead of blaming on the scamming mentor, you got to learn out of what you've got from joining it, which is the idea that joining a mentorship can truly change your life, and crafting a life-changing info product is not just as simple as posting some YouTube videos, crafting an offer on a sales sheet, filming a VSL, run ads, and boom, you're gonna get a sale. If you still run that type of offer in 2025, oh my gosh, are you gonna get doomed? Okay, so I don't want that for you guys, right? This info space, it changed my life, and I want to help you change more of your students' life as well. And that is why I'm shouting to the camera so much more often, because I'm truly passionate about this shit. Okay, so going back to this, right? That is our first launch strategy, which is a webinar launch every 2 months. And so with this webinar launch, what are the team structure that we do need? Okay, typically 2 to 4 setters, 1 to 2 closers, webinar manager to manage all of the planning, all of the emotions, the script, and all of the coordinations, the tools, the Zapier to connect each and every single lead, to update their pipeline and everything like that. Obviously, copywriter to write the most insane dialed-in copy, not only for the webinar, but also for the emails leading up to the webinar as well. Even the text to persuade people to want to hop on the webinar, right? And a good copywriter, and oftentimes how you want to sort of like differentiate a good copywriter from the bad copywriter when it comes to using this event, for example, right? A good copywriter would not say something like, hey, the webinar is happening in two hours. Be sure to join, etc. No, we're not gonna push people to join like a dumbass, okay? We're gonna persuade people to want to join. And the way you want to persuade is, for example, like this. In 2 hours, I'm gonna go through my complete XYZ system to the point where even if you've failed profit challenges before, within this an hour and 30 minutes training on this live webinar, you're gonna get to learn my complete XYZ systems in 60 minutes or less, something like that. Then last but not least, obviously, customer success operations, right? Scaling coaching business typically need distribution, meaning getting more eyeballs, right? Keeping it clean, okay? This is not what you think it is, okay? Getting the eyeballs, then conversion rate, right? How can we convert those eyeballs into what? Cash. And then how do we fulfill? So distribution, getting eyeballs, conversion, right? Turning those eyeballs into money, then fulfillment, turning those money into happy clients. If you can do this at a higher level, you're going to outcompete all of your competition. And so this fulfillment role is where customer success comes into play. And this one is optional, okay? This is where what the student customer success manager want to do is to onboard, retention, right? Make sure people want to stay within this program as long as possible. So this is the typical sales team structure, okay? So this is the typical team structure if you were to go with choice number 1, which is a webinar launch every 2 months and a launch structure every 2 months, okay? Now, with that being said, let's go into option number 2, right? Depending on which one aligns with Daniel the most. Option number 2 is going to be a sales team heavy structure, which is a system that is always going to be on, okay? Now, traffic, how does people convert? Like if a sales team, which part should they be included? Don't worry, this is what I'm going to cover right now, okay? Don't worry, guys. Number 1, right? Direct traffic obviously comes from YouTube, Instagram, as well as TikTok. Okay, this is where people get to know who he is and get to know, like, and trust him. moving down a layer, once his YouTube video does most of the heavy lifting, people go from consuming his YouTube Reels, TikToks, to watching his YouTube videos. People already like him, people already trust him, people are ready to pay. This is where we convert them, which is through a VSL plus application page. And I know it sounds confusing, but a VSL page it could be as simple as this, okay? VSL page in the middle, right? Shout out to my editor who did this. Shout out to my content expert. Shout out to him. Respect, right? Headline on the top, who we're calling out our ideal target audience, as well as the sub headline to introduce the risk reversal, all the way to the buttons, as well as a ton of other case studies. Then maybe this one is optional. I'd agitate the problem, right? Agitate more of the problem, and then give them the different solutions. And obviously, make sure all the problem, all the buttons, is sort of embedded throughout the entire form. So once they click on this, a form would pop up which asks them all of these 7 questions. Hey, name, phone, email, Instagram, experience level. And the reason why we want to ask the name, phone number, as well as their Instagram is because once they opt in, setters are going to dial them up immediately. Okay. And the reason why we want to include this Instagram is because we want a place for the setter to potentially base their questions off of, peeking at their Instagram, because pictures just says 1,000 words. We can ask all of these questions about, hey, why do you think you should be one of the people who joins Daniel's program? We can ask all of these questions, but pictures just speaks more than words that they put on the screen. Okay, so now moving on. 4th question, we want the lead to sell themselves onto Daniel's program. And the way we frame this is as simple as this. Hey, Daniel has helped thousands of traders, but this is the first time he has ever taught his full system. Why do you believe you should be one of the many people Daniel works with directly? Okay, then after we have the lead sell themselves to you, we want to future pace that, which we go into the ideal state. Hey, we ask them, where do you want to be 3 to 6 months from now, financially, personally, and in your trades? Then again, we then ask them, hey, what do you feel like you need help with most currently? Then last questions, we ask a simple yes or no question. Hey, by applying for the mentorship, you will be reached out by one of my team members. Excuse a little spelling error. Do you agree to be texted by my team? Right? Yes or no? Boom, the answer. Then form ends. On the end screen, you're going to say, hey, you're one step closer to this program. If my team and I think you're a good fit, we will reach out to you shortly. Okay? Then once that one happens, this is super, super crucial, all right? Setter needs to start dialing within 5 minutes of the lead opting in. There are countless of studies, and I've seen this firsthand, right? If leads are not getting dialed up within 5 minutes, their intent of buying it just drops way down than you can ever imagine, right? And especially with tools like this, Setter AI, right? Wapi AI that can dial the lead up on your behalf immediately. There is no reason why sales teams are not dialing their leads within 5 minutes of them opting in, right? This is mandatory. Ideally, you want to be dialing within a minute, but obviously thing happens. All of us are human, so within 5 minutes, that is the only standard that you should accept. Okay. Then once the lead qualifies, based on hey, if they have at least 1K saved up, or they have the intent, or they have at least 680 credit score if they are in the States, right? Because if they have 680 credit score and they have at least 1K, they can opt for the financing options. Obviously, they need to also have intent. If the lead have around 500K saved up, but no intent in investing in themselves, obviously, no matter how financially qualified they are, they're not gonna buy. Okay. But given that if they are qualified, directly book on the closer's calendar directly, ideally same day. Because again, we want to capture on this intent. Okay, we want to capture on their intent immediately. All right. So team structure that is needed from this is just super simple. 2 to 4 setters, dialed in setters ready to hunt, ready for war setters. 1 to 2 super dialed in closers. Okay, 1 copywriter to write all of the sales page copy and everything like that. And this one is optional, another customer success manager. Okay, so revenue projections. Month 1, once you have all of the team in place, we launch it internally. You're looking at a 40K to 80K month 1 to month 2 potential. Month 3, after all of the systems, all of the backend structure is well set up, we have content going, we have sales team dialed in, ready, train up. You're looking at 100K to 200K plus per month, but coaching business. Obviously, month 7, we want to sustain those at least 150K each and every single month, right? Sustainably scaling those to this kind of numbers. All right, those were the first choice, which is a webinar launch structure. And then the second choice would be a sales team launch structure and always on structure, right? So with that being said, Daniel, hope this one was valuable. And all of you guys watching this, hope this one was valuable. If you guys want to start and scale your coaching program, just click the link down below, book call, speak with me directly, and I'll see how we could potentially join your team and help scale your info product coaching business to those 50 to 80K plus per month profit each and every single month. So without further ado, I'll see you guys later and hope you guys have an amazing day ahead, right? God bless. Peace out. Bye-bye.